Blessed the good people of Manchester area. I welcome you all to today's meeting. It is a big privilege when your country elects or appoints you to serve her. Not only a privilege, but it speaks volume of her trust in your abilities and by extension, a high expectation on you to contribute your quota to national development. Now, to the best of my knowledge, gone are the days, several years back, when developmental projects of a community rested solely or generally at the doorsteps of traditional leaders or rulers. With the advent of democracy, gradually to the enactment of the Local Governance Act, local economic development of the nation now largely lies in your hands. I'm talking to you. The powers vested in you and your responsibilities spanning on sanitation, environmental protection, taxes and revenue mobilization, bylaws, among others, are so crucial. The Ghanaian governance decentralization and local governance establishment lies in your also. Therefore, you should all consider yourselves as the real ambassadors for the development of this country. Unfortunately, our past metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives across all successive governments have not lived up to expectation. They come bubbling with energy and enthusiasm, but ends up doing virtually nothing. As a traditional ruler, I've observed one thing about the failure of our decentralized governance system, and that is impunity. Metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives fail to ensure local economic developments, but members of parliament are blamed for that. The average Ghanaian believes is the work of MPs to ensure the construction of roads or hospitals in his or her locality. This erroneous impression must be checked by you. I therefore challenge you all to go out there and educate the public about your roles in the development of the grassroots. Again, another factor that makes the local governance system fail is the over-concentration on revenue mobilization at the expense of developmental plans and agenda. If a structure is not supposed to be erected at a certain place, behold, to crack the whip, other than leaving the locals, what is the use of having the whole place littered with kiosks and containers, which breaches regularization and proper planning of our towns? You need money for projects, but that should not stand in the way of a bigger vision or direction designed to meet certain unique goals. This status quo must be changed. On behalf of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, I wish to congratulate the government for starting the processes to amend Article 243, subsection 1 of the Constitution to allow for the election of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives. I pray it achieves results when all is said and done. Now, back to our state protocols. COVID-19 is still real and lacking around. Let's not lose our gas on the government protocols. Wash and sanitize our hands and mask up. Most importantly, let's embrace vaccination. Finally, you are going to work to serve your country and to place your political authorities. Do not forget the traditional rulers. Consult with traditional councils under which you work to come out with projects to help the local folks. The Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs is very much open to partner with you on initiatives that will aid development. Count on us as a partner in development.
I came here to first of all thank them for their presence during my confirmation and swearing in. And we all know that they are the custodians of this land. And because of that, we need to come and pay homage and seek for their blessing and their advice and support so that we'll be able to deliver on our mandate. So that's why we came here. Many challenges confronting the various municipalities, sanitation, health, education, and more. And as a newly appointed and confirmed MC, I would like to look at health. I would like to look at sanitation issues confronting the municipality. And this is very important to me, and I believe it's important to everybody within this country. I want to set up the Vocational Training Institute. As I mentioned earlier on, we know that poverty is a national security issue right now, confronting the country. We have armed robbery, prostitution, and everything. And I believe that if you are able to gather these young people who are unemployed and give them some form of training and give them some form of employment, so that at the end of the day, these things will be kept in the society. And most of them are not working. When we go out, you see them. And I believe that because they are idle, they end up, engaging in all these vices. So I believe that when they are properly employed or they are trained, they will be able to, these things will be kept in the society. So that is why I want to look at it carefully. I want to say that I'm an agent of unity. I want to bring everybody on board so that Tema West will work again. It is my hope and my vision that by the time I'm done with my term, my legacy will be that I brought unity to Tema West. I brought development to Tema West. Thank you very much.